I mean, as I said, like HolyHammer is definitely favored on paper, but Tex has already surpassed expectations by beating Toy Lali. So if he can beat Toy Lali, maybe he can do it against HolyHammer as well.
All right.
He certainly has it in him to beat HolyHammer. But HolyHammer, like I have my own personal little like subtitles for a lot of players. It
Sure.
kind of started when Tex he made his name Texcalibur. So I
Right.
call him the famous sword of legend, and I'd say
All
he's
right.
the
Well,
legend.
we have
My
we
my
have on the
subtitle,
blue side in the blue trunks the legend, the sword of
the legend.
legend, Texcalibur.
My subtitle for HolyHammer
What do you got?
is the unstoppable.
The
The
unstoppable Holy
unstoppable.
Hammer in the
Because I
red
feel like
trunks.
he is like the most solid and just the most solid of like the top Dawn of War 2 players, the most consistent when he actually shows up.
Yeah, no, I mean that's hard to argue with. Is that he probably has the most consistent record
And when he
of wins
does
or high finishes.
and also when he does win, usually he has the most dominant wins. He doesn't always like sweep, but I think he has like the more dominant wins compared to like other like top players like Toilali or Noisy.
So man, we're not seeing any tricky orc builds this time. Not like what we saw from Big Mathis. Just sticking with the double
Got
shooters.
the old reliable double shooter build.
And with a map that like is mostly focused in one place, that's probably pretty solid. Since obviously you can just focus those shooters down, keep them together in this big center of the map where all the resources are.
And on Texas' side, especially once he gets like the big shooters, he can actually threaten the Warp Spider Exarch somewhat decently because it's just a lot of damage coming out of those two squads. The Warp Spider Exarch can't actually afford to stay around against shooters too long because he will actually start losing his health and not slowly either.
Oh man, so look at this. Tex is not hesitating. He grabs the Burnins as his first upgrade, and he's just going straight to
Wow,
that gen
he is
farm.
going in hard,
He knows
going in
he well
hard.
if he's been playing at all or watching at all what's going on. Like Holy Hammer's done this build very constantly. He's gotten very few starting squads. He goes straight for the shuriken, so he's gonna get he's got two generators down already, and he's gonna win this ranged fight too. The Banshees are going to be waiting in retreat though for anything that does
Yeah,
retreat,
that's
so
actually
that's gonna
really
be
really
tricky.
bad for Tex, and I think it's just he just needs to make sure on his end that he doesn't just decide to do something like, oh, I bashed the generators, now I'll retreat my sluggers because they
No,
need
I think he's
to.
aware enough. He knows the Banshees are
Yeah,
back
I mean
there.
he's smart. He's
He's even
smart.
getting the second slugger squad now, so we're gonna have double slugger, double shooter. That's gonna be hard to deal with, I think, as the warp spider, considering he just lost a lot of his initial requisition investment.
That was interesting. He went for a very early stun bomb, or like he called. I think it was maybe trying to see if HolyHammer was going to move forward, approach, or something with the Banshees. Because he really doesn't want the Banshees actually in melee combat and engaging and actually attacking, because he doesn't really have any one unit that's going to take on the Banshees by themselves.
Support structure complete.
All right, so keeping that shuriken cannon tied up with the, he's just gonna get another big, strong orc push here. I was going to question earlier, like, that double shuriken build that Hammer's been going for would be really effective on this map since it's such kind of a choke point intensive map. But Tex just isn't even letting it get set up.
Yeah, I mean Tex starting off strong again, just trying to like, surpass those expectations.
No, I mean, he just grabbed a bunch of orcs and just shoved them right down Holy Hammer's throat. And right now, Ranger's coming onto the field instead of a second shuriken, so we're seeing the one of everything build that Eldar tend to like to go for from time to time.
Not terribly surprising. I mean, he could use it for the infiltration or the well, he could use it for the detection
I was
rather,
about to say,
as
yeah.
well as just bleeding orc models.
No,
And I'm also noticing some price reductions, which, well, I might be a little behind on. Rangers actually only costing 280 requisition and 25 power compared to their old 325.
yeah, they are a bit cheaper. Oh man, that War Spider got perilously low there.
We are losing a victory objective.
Both big shooters now upgraded. Sluggas also upgraded.
Adding warp
And
generator.
finally
Both
getting
slugs
some
with
warp
their
generators
burners.
back out here. Yeah,
I mean,
I think he really just wants to be able to keep that constant threat. Like, at any time, if you don't keep an eye on both sides of the flank here, the sluggers could be moving in with burners on your gen farm.
and I think it's also nice for that health upgrade. It's up to 720 is pretty nice.
Operational.
Yeah, it actually makes like the sluggers. Everyone complains about how bad they are in tier 1, but those burners actually give them just enough health boost that it actually makes a pretty sizable difference in their combat
They still
performance.
don't really want to take on the Banshees head to head.
Oh, look at this commando knob getting. Oh wow, nice
Oh,
shot.
that's risky. He's got knocked down.
He
He's gonna throw
still goes
stuff
for the
up.
bomb. The Banshees
he's
aren't
not-
anywhere near. He's gonna be fine.
Oh, very, very nice. Manages to stun the Guardian Weapon Team, so Guardian Weapon Team can't do anything and needs to retreat out of there. That Guardian Weapon Team really hasn't gotten the opportunity to do much.
No, it hasn't, and now the shooters are going to be back up on the Gen farm. Rangers are the only thing out here, and they can't do anything against the Slugger Boys. They really can't even do much against the Shooter Boys. They can fire a couple shots in there to soften them up, but they're not going to get much in the way of model kills right now.
And they're also just not going to do it fast enough to stop the Shooter Boys from, like, destroying this power node. Wow, HolyHammer. He sent out Dire Avengers to them and just immediately retreated them. Maybe just realized that they were at such low health that they would immediately start bleeding models if he moved them in front of the Shooter Boys.
I mean, these are two fully upgraded Shooter Boys squads. Now they both have the
they've
knobs
got
and their big
shooters
shooters.
and the knob. So he's going heavy on upgrades, but he also, of course, did buy only squads that cost requisition to field immediately. No tier 1.5 units, neither the Luda nor the Storm Boys. Nor the Pain Boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's sticking. The Pain Boy, I would almost kind of expect having the double Slugger Boys, but he's sticking with just what he's got, and he's doing a good job with it. We've got Slugger Boys moving in on the flank again, while the Banshees are moving out of position to deal with the capping Slugger Boys, since it is a 2-0 cap. Oh man, Warp Spider goes down, flank coming in.
Wow, my God, I can't believe how well Tex is doing. It almost seems like HolyHammer is now like just dropping micro on some parts.
Oh
And
wow,
he's already calling GG. Wow, this is the first game out of 5.
That
and
was
we
a
already have Tex taking one of those games. He is 2 games away from victory. And it's pretty amazing because I feel like Tex has shown up to a few tournaments a few times, but he hasn't shown up like this. Like, he hasn't shown up taking games off HolyHammer and Toil Ali. Maybe taking games, but, well, not taking sets. So that was quick, 6-minute game.
Yeah, I kind of thought with the Warp Spider on that map, like, it was going to be favored for Warp Spider because it's just such a spread out map. Like, I guess the only thing that's spread out, though, is the victory points. Like, all the resources are right tucked together there in the center.
Yeah. And, I mean, Tex was aggressive that game. Aggressive jet to the
he was
back.
super aggressive.